Are you thinking about retiring to Washington State? Then stick around because today we're unveiling the top 6 cities to retire to in Washington State. From serene coastal towns to vibrant cities, we'll give you all the information you need to know so you can make the best decision for your platinum years. And stick around because once we count down to number 1, there's going to be a big bonus at the end.
We're Joe and Charity. We're local realtors, and we help clients every week, just like you, who are considering moving into the Washington area. So if you're looking to retire, we've got some great news for you. We'd love to help you. So go ahead and just text or call us on the number below. So number 6 on the list is Wenatchee, and it is the apple capital of the world. A little fun fact that you probably don't know is that there is enough apples produced in the Wenatchee region to give every person on the planet 10 pounds of apples. Quote me on that, look that up. It is a crazy statistic and it's true.
Everybody needs to eat.
10 pounds of apples per year.
Doctor away.
Keeps the doctor, keeps your wife, whatever's necessary, gives you a little bit of space. Maybe not.
You know what you need to grow all those apples is you need a lot of sunshine, and there is a lot of sunshine there. And a lot of times when people are thinking about moving to Washington State, they only think about the western side of the state, which has a lot of rain. But once you get over the mountains, there is a lot of sunshine. It's a lot drier over there, and Wenatchee has a ton of sunshine. It's great weather in the summer, and then you do get some really snowy, great cold winters as well.
Along with that, wonderful weather in the sun is you're going to have some outdoor activities that you want to engage in. I think the burning question that we're all trying to ask ourselves is, how do we connect the outdoors and apples with something to do?
Besides picking apples?
Besides picking apples.
Besides picking apples, you can go on the Apple Capital Loop Trail. It's a 10-mile loop trail that connects a series of parks. And so obviously you've got the opportunity to walk and bike. Then you can also get on the water and you can do some paddle boarding and swimming and fishing and just enjoying all the parks on the Apple Capital Loop Trail.
Not only that, you're close to all of the hiking that you'd find in the Cascade Mountain Range, which is stunning and amazing and gorgeous and views galore. So you're going to want to check that out for sure. And besides for being close to all those outdoor activities, well, there's a really fun little town that's not far away called Leavenworth. And it is the Christmas town of pretty much everywhere. I think it,
I think it's the Christmas town of the United States.
I think it is. I think it is. Santa may or may not live there. Probably not, but he should because it's more adorable than the North Pole. That's all I'm going to say.
So if you haven't gone there, you should. And it's not only at Christmas time. It is all the time. They have all kinds of festivals there.
Roller coaster right down the side of a hill. If you've never had a roller coaster experience down the side of a hill, we got one for you.
So good there. What it is it's a little Bavarian town. So all the buildings look like you are in the Alps. And they have so many things that go along with that, shops and great food and all the activities, like as we mentioned. So it is basically a couple miles away from Wenatchee. So super fun. And then if you just pass through that, you'll be up there to the hikes and the Cascades, which is amazing.
You're thinking to yourself, I'm not necessarily just going up for all kinds of crazy activities. I'm trying to retire. Well, we're keeping that in mind. One of the things, if you're into wine and that's part of your relaxation and retirement, there's 11 million acres of vineyards in that area, which is amazing. And 99% of Washington wine grapes come from that area.
Seems like we're moving more from the outdoor to the more refined parts of retirement. So we've got our wineries, and we also have a lot of arts that happen in this area. So if you are interested in the arts, then this is a great place for you. There's a lot of great local artists as well as Performing Arts Center. So you'll easily have your time filled with things having to do with the arts. Another wonderful thing about retiring Wenatchee is you have great places to just casually stroll around. Besides the Apple Capital Loop Trail, you can also stroll downtown on Main Street with quaint shops. And then you'll want to check out the public market, which has artists and vendors, and over 150 local farmers have their food represented there as they bring their produce for you to taste and enjoy. So many wonderful things to do as you're retired in Wenatchee, and I believe you will definitely enjoy it.
Let's talk about what you can afford. What do you want to spend on that home? Well, you're going to have options, and it's going to be quite a big range. Here's the great thing about Wenatchee as well. It is one of the most affordable places to retire on our list. Bottom of that's going to be around $300,000. But if you have a lot more you want to spend, you can go up to $3 million and find anything and everything you'd want in luxury living as well. So it's got the wide range for anybody and everybody. Wonderful place to retire for sure. That's why it made our list at number 6. So let's jump to number 5. And number 5 on our list then is Bellingham. And this is going to be an interesting one for you. It's going to have a lot to offer, wide variety. And let's jump in.
So Bellingham is nestled between Bellingham Bay, Mount Baker, and only 20 minutes from Canada. So just starting there, you know that there's going to be a lot to offer. So Bellingham Bay, as we discussed, is one of the top features, and it's beautiful. In fact, there is a 24-mile drive called Chuckanut Drive, and that word is kind of fun to say. Just Chuckanut.
Chuckanut.
Chuckanut. I mean, it sounds like somebody is actually chucking
Throwing
a
a
nut.
coconut or something.
So as I mentioned, Chuckanut Drive is a 24-mile scenic drive along the water, and it is stunning. There's really nothing else I can say except go drive it.
Beautiful.
And then you'll know. And if you don't want to just drive along the water, then you're in luck, because the South Bay Trail goes all along the water from downtown Bellingham to Fairhaven Village. And it is a beautiful 2.5-mile walk. And last time we were there were people out everywhere, even though the weather was cold.
It was cold, but people were in shorts, meandering around, enjoying the beauty that is all there on the water.
Right. And Fairhaven Village is definitely one of the highlights of Bellingham.
Especially if you're looking for a great place to eat, grab a burger, grab a brew, or just want to go through little art galleries that are there as well. It is really quaint and adorable, and something you're going to want to experience. It's going to probably take you a couple days just to feel for it. And if you're thinking to yourself, I would still want to make sure that I'm going to kind of stay young at heart, well, Western Washington University is there, and that is kind of creates a fun atmosphere for retirement. If you really love and appreciate learning, this is a great community for you, because they're going to keep you young at heart.
So if you're into the arts, then this is also a great place for you. There's art galleries in the Fairhaven area. There is also a downtown art district, including the Whatcom Museum, which has over 30,000 pieces of art and history.
Also, while you're down there, you're going to want to check out the Spark Museum of Electrical Invention. This is a place where you can literally get your buzz on. In this, you're going to find the Mega Zapper. And what's the Mega Zapper, you ask? I know. It's the largest in the country Tesla coil lightning machine. So this is one of those things, like, if you're a kid or not, you need to just go check it out. Like, you could bring your grandkids to this in your retirement, and they're going to be amazed. And you might be as well.
And you will all be mega zapped.
You're going to be mega zapped.
So beyond the city, there are a lot of adventures that await for you. One big one looming over Bellingham is Mount Baker. So if you're into winter sports or hiking in the summer, that's a great place to explore.
And if you're thinking, I would like to do some international travel. Well, you're in luck. 20 miles away is Canada. It might not be as international, as fancy as other places, but it is amazing. And Vancouver is just across the border. So it's a really, really beautiful area for sure.
As we mentioned before, we do know that healthcare is important in retirement. So don't worry, here in Bellingham, you have fantastic healthcare options.
So if this is crossing all of your boxes and you're thinking, oh man, what would it cost to buy a home in there? Well, on the condo end, you're going to find things in the $300,000 range. But because it is a destination city, things are going to be a little bit more expensive for your single family. And those are going to range from basically $500,000-$600,000 all the way up into the millions.
And those $1 million properties you might just have on Chuckanut Drive and have an amazingly beautiful view.
Yeah. Absolutely. So coming in at number 4 is Spokane. Now, this is the largest city in Eastern Washington, and it's going to have the big city feel for you if that's what you're looking for in your retirement experience.
One of the reasons why people love retiring here is because of all the outdoor activities. And most of the outdoor activities are related to the 2 seasons that Spokane has. Winter and summer, don't you agree?
No, I don't agree. It has 4 seasons. You're going to have a really lovely fall, and you're going to have a little bit colder spring as it turns into summer, just to be aware of that.
Sometimes it snows during spring.
It does. It occasionally does that, but you're going to be looking into these really nice, warm, hot summers. So if that's important to you, then this is the place, because it's got it all. 4 seasons.
2 seasons. So in the summer, these are some of the things that you'll want to do. Riverfront Park is fantastic. It's actually the original site of the 1974 Expo, and they just had their 50th anniversary, and it's a beautiful site. They've also recently basically redone it, remodeled it.
Yeah. So at Riverfront Park, you're going to have a gondola rides over the Spokane Falls. You've got a carousel down there. It's got a little water park. It's also got ice rink. It's got a lot of just casual type of activities to just meander and enjoy. That's
right. And great for if you do have grandchildren that come to visit you. There's a lot of fun things to do down there.
Then, of course, we have Riverside State Park. Now, Riverside State Park is wonderful for hiking and mountain biking, to getting out there just to explore the Spokane River area.
The Riverside State Park is over 9,000 acres with over 200,000 feet of waterfront. So you're walking along the river, along wetlands, and Joe was mentioning the trails, and he had spent a lot of time at Riverside.
Yeah, so if you're a mountain biker, this is genius, or just want to get out of hikes and walks, because I spent literally hours. The longest ride I went in there just nonstop on one trail, I think it was like 6 hours. I went forever, and you can do that as well. Thoroughly enjoyable.
And besides that, there are great little trails along the Little Spokane River and all throughout Spokane. There's fantastic ways to get outside and enjoy the outdoors. And besides the trails that are really close right into Spokane, you have Mount Spokane, which is not very far. It's, I'd say, about 20 minutes from downtown, 25 minutes from downtown.
I would say if you want to get to the top, if you want to go skiing, it's going to be about 45 minutes from the downtown area. It's really nice, convenient location. So the great thing is if you're into outdoor winter sports, well, you've got 5 major ski resorts within 2 hours of Spokane. So you're going to have your snowshoeing, you're going to have your cross-country skiing, you're going to have your downhill ski, snowboarding if you're still into it. You just got all of those things covered for sure. Really, really beautiful ski resorts.
Yeah, so if you already are feeling like, man, this is the place for me because I want to be active in all seasons, then Spokane probably is the place for you. So you're going to want to know about healthcare. Healthcare in Spokane is one of the major industries. There are award-winning hospitals there. And so if you are in need of specialized care, then this could be a city that really you could thrive in because there are so many highly skilled doctors and wonderful medical facilities.
So, of course, if the healthcare is important, we also want to let you know there is great restaurants and places to eat throughout the community. Let's talk about a couple of those.
We used to live in Spokane, so we do have the inside scoop on some great restaurants. One of our player places is Gordy's. It's a Sichuan restaurant, not a Chinese restaurant.
It's very unique. It's fresh food, fresh vegetables, really amazing flavor profiles.
Very amazing flavors. In fact, one of the dishes makes your tongue tingle.
It's delightful. You have to try it. It's delightful. There's great restaurants in the downtown corridor. There's also in the Kendall Yards area.
If you're a foodie, then this is definitely a location for you because you will have plenty of opportunities to live out your retirement years eating fantastic food.
Absolutely. So let's talk about houses. What's it going to set you back to live there? Well, on the low end is going to be around $300,000 to $400,000. Occasionally you can find fixer-uppers lower than that, but mostly that's your starting point. And then it's going to go up because it's a large area into the millions. It just really depends on how close you want to be downtown, what type of style of living, or if you want a little bit more of the rural country area. All of those are available in Spokane.
Yeah, so if you want to live on acreage in your retirement, there's great opportunities for that. And like Joe said, all the way down to a condo.
Well, and that leads us to number 3 on the list, which is Gig Harbor. And we're going to give you a little insider tip here. It's the Harbor, if you're in the Harbor.
That's you don't have to pronounce it that way, though.
You do. You have to say it like that. It's a part of the Harbor.
Gig Harbor is a great location because it is so close to Tacoma and Seattle. And although it's a small little coastal town, you do have the amenities of the larger city of Tacoma. And it is also the gateway to the Kitsap Peninsula. So you have such great areas to explore.
As a matter of fact, we've done an entire video on Gig Harbor, so you want to check out that video to give you more insider insight into the area.
So Gig Harbor, being a harbor, is most known for the waterfront area, and it is a quaint area with shops and restaurants and pubs.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's so great. And they have festivals that happen down there, so you can be right on the water where the marina is and listening to live music and then stroll around through the shops, sip some wine, do a little more strolling. It is a really nice way to spend a day or two just hanging out.
Yeah, Gig Harbor for sure is the laid-back, quiet type of lifestyle with activities sprinkled into it. That is really quintessential and perfect if that's what you're looking for. A little marina, and you've got it set. Throw your boat in the water, go around Puget Sound, and come back and moor up at the harbor.
In fact, when Joe is talking about all the activities that you can do on the water, there are quite a few. Obviously, you can own your own boat and have it right there in the marina, but you have opportunities to rent charters. You can also rent kayaks. You can also rent paddleboards. And I don't know if anywhere else offers this besides Venice, but a gondola ride.
That's right. I'm sure other places do. Vegas does.
Oh, yeah. Vegas does.
Fake
Venice.
That doesn't count at all. But it is really amazing, and I'm sure other places have it, but it's really beautiful communities. If that's important to you, this is probably a place for you. And of course, coming along with that type of quaintness on a coastal town, close to larger cities for all of the healthcare needs that you might have, you're going to come with a little bit heftier price tag to live in this community. So not only do you have all the water activities, there is over 20 parks surrounding that community as well for walking and hiking and meandering. It's got you covered. A couple of our favorites are
Okeechobee State Park, which has great trails and beaches. And then you've got Narrows Park, which, if you don't know, Narrows Bridge is the big bridge that crosses from Tacoma to Gig Harbor. So you've got a park down on the beach with 1,300 feet of shoreline. So you can just get down on their beach.
Which is really fun because if you go down there at the right time of year, and if you're into fishing, you can catch salmon from the shoreline. And I know that to be true because I've done that on more than one occasion, and it is really a lot of fun. So catch a release or throw it on the grill.
Another park which is really unique is Cuts Island State Park, and it is an island that you can only get to by boat. So you can go out there with your kayak or take your boat or your sailboat over there, but pretty cool that it's just only you and the other people that got there by boat.
And because it's a really wonderful community that's tight-knit and close to large amenities, it is also desirable.
Yeah, and it's a very safe area too.
So if you're looking for a coastal retreat for your retirement that is safe and close to some larger amenities like healthcare and some really great hospitals, because Seattle's not too far away, and then you have to come even a little bit closer, then probably Gig Harbor is a place for you. But what comes with all of those conveniences is a lot of other people are thinking the same things as you are, and the cost of living here is going to be a little bit higher on buying your home.
That's right. So you can get a condo in the $400,000 to $500,000 range. It's going to be a very small one, but the price of properties go up significantly. So you can have some gorgeous view properties that are definitely into the millions. So there's options for everything as long as you can start with a small condo.
And that leads us to the number 2 spot on the list, which is Olympia. Obviously, we're familiar with this because we love it and we live here, but we're going to go into some details of why it's a great place to retire.
People love retiring here for the same reason they love living here. It is a beautiful area with a lot of waterfront access, wonderful outdoor activities, great services, and it being the state capital and also highly interested in environmental matters. This is a place for you if that all sounds right.
Yeah, and it's conveniently located between Seattle and Portland. It's kind of right dab in the middle between the two. So you can have day trips down to Portland and spend the afternoon to catch a train on down to Portland and have a wonderful day there, as well as go up to Seattle, have your Mariners, you have your football, you've got your other sporting events, soccer, whatever you're into. You can get to it pretty conveniently within a couple hours, which we absolutely love.
So as Joe was saying, get to Seattle and Portland quickly. So think about if you're the type of retiree who wants to just have kind of an easygoing, relaxed life, but then you still want to occasionally go out to the theater or go to a large event, then Olympia is really the place for you because that's the feel you're going to get here. And as Joe said, you're close to Seattle and Portland, so you can get out to the big art museums and the big shows and the big concerts and those kind of things.
The great thing is about the size of our town is you have great restaurants here locally as well that are very convenient to get to. Some of our favorites we've mentioned in the past is Briggs Tap House, is Cascadia, there's Well 80. There's lots of great restaurants to be able to have whatever your flavor profile you're looking for. We've got them here because we're big enough.
Yeah, and the downtown Olympia is quite quaint. There's a lot of shops there, a lot of old buildings and stuff to just poke around. A lot of unique things here. Olympia is a unique place. So the vibe, very quirky. The vibe is definitely quirky and artsy. In fact, we have an arts festival in the spring called the Procession of the Species, where people for weeks make costumes and it's all about Earth and it's all about art, and they parade through town and have a luminary procession as well. So
it's really fun.
That is really the vibe of Olympia. And if it feels like, you know, you're kind of in that earthy, artsy sort of vibe, relaxed vibe, then this is a good place for you.
Another reason why people enjoy retiring here is because of its close proximity to outdoor activities. Obviously, you have Mount Rainier that is so close to you, but you also have the Olympic Peninsula, so you have wonderful hikes all around that. You have the Hoh National Rainforest within a couple hours. It really is perfectly located on the south end of Puget Sound, and we love it.
We love it. If you love to hike, there's endless hikes. In fact, we were at Mount St. Helens just a couple hours away last weekend. There is so much to do. But besides that, there's a ton of water activities. Olympia is dotted with lakes. There are lakes everywhere. So if you want to retire on a lake, this is a place for you. If you want to retire on the water, we are the most affordable waterfront city on the western side of Washington. So if you would love to have a view of the Puget Sound, then this is also a great location for you to land in. It's just stunning.
Yeah, And then some of our favorite parks. So if you're looking for something just kind of close to kind of poke your head out for a nice little afternoon stroll for an hour or two, well, we've got those as well.
Burfoot Park is one of our favorites. It's just a short little walk through the woods, and then it opens up to the beach, which is fantastic. The Nisqually Wildlife Refuge
It's really great.
Yeah.
What's great about that is this wonderful little boardwalk, very easy to stroll along. There's really no pressure. You're just kind of meandering. You're watching birds, and sometimes you'll see the fish that are coming through. It is so stunning and beautiful and easy and relaxing. So if you're into that, that's a great place to go because we love it as well.
Yeah. And then besides that, you're going to have parks that are all along the water in Olympia where you can just get access, get on a kayak or throw some pebbles in the water, but we love it.
That's why it's number 2 on the list.
That's right. And we know that healthcare considerations are important as you're thinking about retirement. So don't worry, Olympia has a lot of great healthcare options, and you are close to Tacoma, so even more in that direction as well.
So if you're thinking to yourself, I can see myself maybe retiring in Olympia, what's it going to cost me? Well, the condos are going to be in that $300,000 to $400,000 range, and then it's going to go up from there. You can still find great properties on the water, whether they're going to be freshwater or Puget Sound, and that's going to obviously go well up into the millions depending on how grand you want to live.
And one other thing that's great to note here in Olympia is we have a couple retirement communities that are specifically for those over 55 plus. We have a couple videos about them if you want to find out all the details, but they offer a ton of amenities, so you'll definitely want to check those out. And if you are thinking about buying a house here in Olympia, then we would love to help you. We've made it easy for you. Just give us a call or text us on that number below, and we will get going on your retirement dreams.
And that leads us to the number one place to retire in Washington, according to Joe and Charity.
Anacortes.
Anacortes.
Anacortes is on an island, Hidalgo Island, and it's actually one that you don't have to take a ferry to. It's a drive-to island, but it is the launching point for you to get to all the other San Juan Islands. People love retiring here, not only because it's the gateway to the San Juan Islands, but because Anacortes is a quaint city with lots of outdoor opportunities.
So some of those outdoor activities include 2,800 acres of forests, meadows, and lakes with over 50 miles of trails for your hiking and walking adventures.
That is a lot of space.
A lot.
Packed into a small town.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. Here's the cool part. So you might be thinking to yourself, I'm not really into the wetlands and walking around on hikes. I want to just get to the number 1 whale watching location in the world. You're here.
You've landed.
You've landed, but probably on a boat. Because you're going to want out, and this is where you can see orcas, and you can see dolphins, and you can see it all. Because right out your window, and if you're on the boat, you can see them. It's really amazing area for that. So if that's what you're into, it really is quintessential Puget Sound, and that's the most quintessential spot. Go watch them.
Besides going whale watching, there are so many other opportunities to get on the water. You can charter a yacht, you can charter a sailboat, you can get a kayak, you can get a paddleboard. There are so many things that you can do on the water, and you don't have to own all those different kind of boats because there are so many opportunities that people have for you to just rent them.
Anacortes also has a charming downtown with great little restaurants, meander around, some shopping, all of those things, just kind of the relaxed retirement type of feel. You've got it covered. So if you're done with having a whale of a good time or had too much of a whale of a good time and you need some health care, well, you're in luck.
They do have good healthcare opportunities here, so you're covered.
So you're thinking to yourself, well, what's it going to cost me to retire in the number 1 place in Washington State? Well, the good news is it's not that bad. Your condos are going to be in the $300,000 range, and obviously because of the waterfront and really large homes in the area, it's going to go well into the millions if that's what you're looking for. But both are there for you.
So one of the main reasons we named Anacortes as the number 1 spot to retire is because you're not confined to just one city, since it's the jump off point to get to all of San Juan Island. So the bonus for this video is San Juan Island. So let's jump in and give you a little bit more information about those.
So there are 172 named islands in San Juan County and some other unnamed ones, which you can call when you're out there by yourself. There's Bob Island if it's a little thing that's just sticking up out of the water.
It's your choice. You can name it. But out of all those 172, there are a few that you're going to want to visit and that the ferries will actually take you to. And they are San Juan Island, Orcas Island, and Lopez Island. And we are going to share some great information about San Juan Island and also Orcas Island. Most of Orcas Island's 57 square miles are rural and hilly and great places to go on long drives or long bike rides. One of the highlights is Moran State Park with over 5,000 acres of lakes and 38 miles of hiking trails. South of Moran Park, you're going to have the little hamlet of Olga, which is known for its artist community.
So there's a great co-op there, Orcas Island Artwork, and it has local paintings and pottery and jewelry, and there are over 50 island artists displaying all of their craftsmanship and artwork.
So if you are an artist, you'll probably be drawn to retire here, where you'll be among a community of other artists.
And the farthest point on this island is Deer Harbor. And in that area, you could rent kayaks, you could hike, you could do whale watching, all of the outdoor activities if you want to kind of get away from everybody and just explore the beauty that is there for you.
And another main island is San Juan Island that has great communities for retiring. And Friday Harbor is home to a large marina. You can spend time walking on the docks, buying fresh seafood, taking a tour, or renting a kayak and getting on the water.
So if you're ready to explore more than just Friday Harbor, you're going to take this scenic byway, and that's going to get you to rolling countryside, really beautiful coastline views, just wonderful, amazing drive. It's also going to lead you past some of the main attractions. And those attractions would include
Paddle Point Lighthouse, American Camp, Lime Kiln Point Lighthouse, and San Juan Vineyards, just to name a few. One of the best destination points on San Juan Island is historic Roche Harbor, where you will find waterfront eateries, beautiful yachts in the marina, and artisan booths in the summer.
Of course, in that area as well is the San Juan Island Sculpture Park with over 125 sculptures in a 19-acre natural setting.
Each island's unique offerings make them adventures all their own. So if you retire here, you're going to have so much to do and so much enjoyment.
So what's it going to cost you to retire in the San Juan Islands? It's not going to be cheap. The least expensive 300 square foot condo is $350,000, and it goes up quickly from there. However, what you're getting is some of the most scenic, quintessential Northwest properties in Washington State. So this is why it's number one, and this is the bonus area that you'll want to check out if you want to retire in Washington State.
Retiring in Washington State is a big decision. You have so many options, as we've shown you, from the Eastern Washington, Central, and Western Washington, and we are here to help guide you along in that process. So if you have questions, or if you're thinking about buying a home here in retirement, then go ahead and call us or text us on the number below. And if you've enjoyed this video, then like and subscribe, and keep watching our next video.